This brief audio will serve as a guide and a reminder of the work we've done in accessing the various resource states. It's a little generic in the description, but gives us some guidance in developing all of the sensory elements of that memory and being able to actually really step in. Just like with any of these exercises, we'll begin with just settling into the chair and into the breathing, just being with the breathing. So we sit in this noble posture, this not erect or stiff, but upright. Noble, like a king or queen sits on the throne. Relaxed and comfortable, but upright. And you might even imagine that infinite thread that goes from your pelvis up the spine, up through the top of your head, and this thread is suspended and even provides a little bit of a lift. You might even feel this lift as you turn your attention that way to this uprightness and the ease of that uprightness. And as we're appreciating that posture in the body and just turning the attention to the breathing, go ahead and have a small intention to just bring that breath all the way down to the belly. And as you breathe in, feel the belly expand. And as you exhale, the belly contracts. So you can actually feel that movement, feeling that movement as we inhale and have it expand, and exhale and allowing it to contract, and actually feel that motion. We're activating the down regulation system, the polyvagal system, to a down regulation that allows the body to release endorphins that allow a more conducive state for emotions to exist, for energy in the body to exist in a less impinged way. So do a couple cycles of the breathing with the expanding belly and the breathing out with the contracting. We're not forcing anything. We're just with the slightest intention to have this awareness. And then as you close your eyes and experience the memory that we've practiced before, or a new memory that represents the state that you're accessing, close your eyes and experience the memory and notice how you get into the memory. What do you notice first? A picture? A smell? A feeling? What comes next? And next? And next? Once you have a sense for what it's like to relive the memory from within, step all the way into it and get a feel for it. Notice you can step right into one of those parts where it all came alive. Step right into it. Notice what you're seeing and feeling and hearing. Notice the patterns of tension and relaxation in your muscles. Notice who's there and how you feel emotionally. Take a few minutes to get really familiar with the feel of being there. Enjoy it. And when you're ready, come fully back into the present. At any point you can pause this exercise and resume if you want more time for yourself to process. Remember that we're not trying to manufacture any specific experience, we're just setting fertile soil for the experiment, for the experience to happen. Okay, so coming fully back and shaking that out a little bit. Take a breath and step right back in. Imagine that you can bring the picture closer, make it bigger and brighter. And in your imagination, making it bigger, brighter, maybe increasing the focus, and as always, keeping the change that produces the best experience. If it makes the experience less intense, put the experience back the way it was. Notice whether the image is in color or black and white. If it's black and white, turn on the color. If it's already in color, turn up the intensity, noticing how much color feels best. Notice whether the experience is moving or still. If it is still, turn on the motion. If it is moving, turn it into a still image, noticing which one feels best. Keep the change that makes the experience feel best. Notice whether the sound is on or off. If the sound is off, turn it on. Adjust the volume of the sound so that it enhances the experience. Notice how the sound moves. Notice how the sound moves with the experience. Notice whether the sounds are noises or music or voices. And pay attention to where they come from. Breathe in through your nose and smell the smells that were present there. And we'll come back for a moment. Shake out the experience, physically shake the body, and make note of what happened, how it felt, an awareness of how it feels to be able to step into that, and notice what worked best for you. The sound, the visual, the feeling. And then step all the way back into the point where you just left off. And sometimes we're already stepping just out into that feeling and we're out there floating. That's fine. Go back there. But go back to the state where you left off and notice how easy this is. Notice how you breathe in this experience. Notice how you hold your body. The patterns of tension and relaxation that enhance your experience. Adjust your posture so it enhances the experience. Notice how you breathe in this experience and the expression on your face. Adjust your expression so it enhances your experience. Enjoy that for a moment. And then open your eyes and shake out the state. Literally shake your body and come back right here, right now. Return to the experience and zoom right back to the very best part. Turn up the brightness, bring it closer, turn up the volume. While you do these things, note the path of energy through your body as you notice the feeling getting stronger and the path it takes around or through your body. Loop the feeling back through the starting point so that it doubles up as it moves. Notice that it moves further, faster, more powerfully. Continue to push or pull it through the body and notice how it grows stronger. Grab the best part again and move it back through the center. Repeat this cycling, faster and faster, until the state becomes surprisingly powerful. Enjoy that for a moment. And then open your eyes and shake out the state. Literally, shake your body and come back right here, right now. Okay. Taking a breath. And now, step right back into the place where you left off and feel the rush of feeling as you step back in. Yep, I said rush because it is. When you step back in and feel the rush of feeling, notice you can focus your attention more and more on the feeling itself. Pay attention to where it feels best. And as you focus on the best part, it becomes the center. And as you turn your attention, just gently turn your attention to the center of the feeling, you can begin to notice, really notice, its temperature, its color. Notice whether it makes a sound or a hum. And you can notice, really notice, how the feeling moves. Whether it is centered in your body or beyond your body. Whether it moves in a circle or a loop or a spiral. Whether it turns clockwise or counterclockwise. And whether it turns like a wheel or like a turntable. And as you notice the pattern of this movement, you can reach out with those imaginary hands and begin to trace this movement with those imaginary hands. And if the movement of the feeling is not a complete movement, you can take those imaginary hands and guide that feeling through its own pattern back into its own center so that it grows and increases and flows and multiplies. And you can use those imaginary hands to take hold of the feeling and move it faster and faster through its own center so that it doubles and doubles again and grows stronger and stronger. And the pictures fade and the memories fade, and you find yourself floating and resting down, all the way down into pleasant, safe, and warm, resting into your own ability to feel good now. Perhaps you can discover how much you can enjoy that state and how many dimensions of wonder you can find inside. Keep that feeling cycling until the memory disappears and the room disappears and you find yourself floating in bliss. At this point you may notice that the memory itself has begun to fade away. Let it happen. As you spend more and more attention on the feeling and your favorite parts of the feeling, as you spend more and more attention on how many levels of depth and peace enjoyment and glory are wrapped up inside of you, the memory will gently fade from consideration. When this happens, when the memory itself fades, you've crossed that threshold. You've chosen to feel something, and you now have subjective tools for doing it again. Now easily come on back, reorient to the room and the present context in a way that is comfortable and that allows you to retain the lessons of the exercise in the present context. And come on back now. Now easily, I'd like you to look around the room. Find something blue. Now find something white. Find something square. And then drawing another breath, turn your attention back to the resource state you were practicing, be that focus, solid, good, fun, yes, or now, whichever focus state we've been practicing and you've been practicing. What I'd like you to do is turn your attention toward that feeling, and when you do, make the anchor, make the gesture. And before the gesture reaches its maximum, you relax it and rest into it. Then turning your attention to the very best part. When you first notice it, increase the gesture, and before it reaches the maximum of its wave, you rest into it and relax the gesture. Then again, turning your attention to the very best part, noticing it, there it is, make the gesture, and pump it, and rest into it. And pump it, and rest into it. And pump it, and pump it, and pump it, and rest into it. And notice this dance between the attention of the feeling, the state, and the gesture. It's a relationship. Then fully come back here to this here and now, to this context. Shake that out. And your regular practice going forward will be just that last part, which I'll put on a separate file for you to just use. Just a reminder to access the resource state, make the gesture. Rest into the state. Enjoy it. Turning your attention back to the best part, increase the gesture, and pump it. And we'll pump it 3 to 5 times and rest into it. And then pump it and rest into it. 3 cycles of 3 will be a complete practice. Find out how much feels best for you and how much of that can be infused into your regular waking activity in the rest of the day. Enjoy.